Hey everyone, this is Amber with Charming Crafts, and I just want sorry about my nails. I guess I've been beading all day, and some of my varnish has taken off my fingernail polish. I didn't notice that. Anyways, just welcome, and I wanted to show you a couple things that I've been doing. I want to give a shout out to Beyond Bracelets. I love watching your bead tutorials. I've learned a lot off of your channel, and I wanted to share some of these bead rollers I got. And I'm trying to remember the gal's name that I got them from. Julie Bolduck. Um, I ordered these off of Amazon, and I was going to go ahead and show you. At first, I wasn't too sure, but I actually love these bead rollers. You can see those. Awesome, awesome bead rollers. I got the sizes. Let me start off with the smallest one is a 2 millimeter, and then I have a 2.38 millimeter. I have a 3.818 millimeter. I have a 4 millimeter and a 4.75, which I'm guessing this is a 5 millimeter, same thing. And then it also came with a bead needle. So I thought that these were really awesome. At first, I was a little confused because there's these beads on them, because these are like a split pin. So the bead thing kind of got me a little confused, as these were my first bead rollers. But I'm actually loving these. So shout out to you, girl, Julie. You did awesome. If you guys are looking for bead rollers that actually have an extension so you can make longer beads, I would definitely try these. Again, it was Julie Bolduck, and I can't find her paper where I put it. I'll definitely leave a comment below or put it in the links below so you can go ahead and check these out. And like I said, I got them off of Amazon.com, excuse me, and she also has them in her Etsy shop. But these are great. Totally, they're fun, they're cute. They come with little beads to hold the pins closed. You can use them as guide beads, just really awesome. I've been making lots of paper beads, learning a lot from her too. A couple things that I wanted to talk about that I've been learning from everybody out there about how to finish your beads after you're done rolling them, and how to, I don't know, what do you call them, varnish or seal your beads. Um, I didn't have all the money to start off with at first, and again, like I said, I've been watching Beyond Bracelets, what is it, Jenny Belly, Julie Bolduck, who else do I watch? Can't remember all of them. And everybody was using a certain product. Well, I'm going to tell you what I started out with, and I'm going to tell you what I've been through. So I started off with Mod Podge. Okay, my take on Mod Podge is it's cool. It was great for me to start learning. I think it was Darlene who I started off with, and she taught me how to do. These are my daughter's beads, by the way. She's learning too. She's 7. But I started off with the toothpick method, and then I used the pool noodle, cut it in half, and I would stick all my beads in here. This was great when I started off, very slow. Taking the Mod Podge and going and coating every bead, putting it back, doing it again and again. I mean, I couldn't get very far in making very many beads to sell. And that's what I'm doing. I sell my beads, I sell my necklaces. I'm going to show you a couple things that I do. I'm going to have them up on, I have an Etsy shop. It's not finished yet. I'm going to get things on eBay, and as soon as I do that, I'm going to let you guys know how to find me. But like I said, this was great for a learning curve, but if you're going to do anything in bulk, this is not the way to go unless you're making like a special bead, and this is how you're going to do it. I don't know, but I'm not going back to that. Definitely not. And the first thing that like I said, I sealed with was the Mod Podge. The only problem I found with the Mod Podge is it was sticky. Even when I let it dry, which seemed like forever, I couldn't get the stickiness to, the beads would just clump together. So I thought, okay, and I watched a couple more videos, and they said, okay, we'll try it like an acrylic spray sealer to seal onto it to get it to stop sticking. So I would use the Mod Podge, and I would use this gloss finish that I got at Walmart. It's Aleene's acrylic sealer gloss finish. And actually, this did work because it made the Mod Podge stop sticking, which was great. And it gave it an extra sheen, seal, but I wasn't getting the inside of the bead. So I was kind of worried about the wear on the inside. You can see my little dog back there. She's going cuckoo bird. Sorry about that. But this helped. But then as I went on, I'm thinking, gosh, I'm trying to make all these beads. I'm trying to get bulk, and I was still going so slow. So I was researching, and I didn't really have the funds to start off with and get all these test this, test that. So I moved on to trying fingernail polish, clear fingernail polish. This worked. It made the beads hard. I wouldn't recommend it because I don't know if it's going to chip down the road, how long it's going to last. And plus, again, this is, look how you don't get very much in these little bottles. And they're like what, like $2 a bottle. And you go through it really, really fast. It did make the beads shiny. I actually made this beaded pen. I learned how to do that from Julie. And I did use that on my beaded pen, plus the acrylic sealer, plus some glitter. Let's see, what did I use? The glitter fingernail polish to put the glitter in it, which I will use on my beads that I want glitter because I really think it turns out, pretty cool. And it made it really hard. I love just holding my pen. This is really cool. Looks neat on my desk. So this was actually really fun, and I do sell these also, but I thought that was cute. This is my Jamaica Me Crazy beaded pen. Anyways, so then I'm looking around at Walmart, and I heard this. I don't want to spoil the end of it, but you guys already know, especially everybody who's been doing this longer than I have, everybody kept saying PC Petrifier Wood Hardener. I searched high and low at Home Depot here. I went to Walmart. Nobody here seemed to carry these things. So the only thing that I could find at Walmart was a polyurethane. There was a polyacrylic and then a polyurethane. And I thought, well, I don't know which one to do. So I grabbed the polyurethane by Mini Wax. And I thought, well, I'm just going to give it a shot. It was like $6.75 or something like that. So I came home and I put it in a jar. And I'll show you that. I don't have the original bottle that it came in because I tossed it out. But I came home, I put it in one of my jars. And I'll tell you what, this polyurethane by Mini Wax, and I got the polyurethane gloss, is amazing because I'll show you how beautiful, and the beads turned out pretty hard. This is a necklace that I actually made, and I don't know if you can see the beads, but they turned out absolutely gorgeous. They're like glass beads. Yeah, so I was really happy with that, and they're actually pretty hard. I think I dipped probably 4 or 5 times just to get like the thickness on them. But I mean, this is absolutely gorgeous. So I was really happy with that. And I'm actually sending that off to my auntie in Arizona. I've got some more beads that I actually did finish dipping today. I just love how those beads sound. I don't know if you can see all these. They're really, really, really shiny. And they feel good. They're like a glass kind of look to them. These are my Southwestern, I call them my Southwestern beads. But then I got in the mail today PC Petrifier. So I was really excited about this. Everybody says they use it. I keep watching all the videos, and everybody's got PC Wood Petrifier. I had to end up getting it off of Amazon. This only cost me $8.21, so not bad. This is a 16-ounce bottle. So I put that in my jar here for dipping, and I got my first dip with the, well, actually I've dipped this 3 times, but this is my first time using the PC Wood Petrifier. So the beads are coming out very hard. I'm liking that. Make sure they're all loose here because I'm going to be dipping them again. But yeah, I'm very happy about that. The only thing that I wish it had was more of a shine to it, but that's why I'm keeping the polyurethane, because did I test that out earlier? No. Oh, I was using the other, on these beads that were in here, I got this other wood hardener because I went to Home Depot and they didn't have the PC Wood Petrifier. They did have a wood hardener. And I thought, the lady says, well, sorry, we don't carry that, the PC Petrifier, but try this wood hardener. I'm like, okay, and I wish I could have opened it there and smelt it, because I brought it home, I put it into a jar, and I do have that somewhere here. And the smell was horrifying, and when I put my beads in there, they sizzled a little bit. And I'm thinking, what the heck? And it actually smelled like an acetone. So I was a little worried about all the vapors and, the fire risk of that. And I didn't know, was it going to blow up? I don't know. But it didn't. And then I took that and I dipped these beads in the polyurethane to give it the gloss. Because it had a semi kind of gloss, but not as high as this polyurethane. So what I've decided to do, I'm going to eventually get some vibrance, but actually I really like this polyurethane, so I don't know if I'm going to switch or not, because I'm really happy with the polyurethane. After I dip this a few more times, get them really nice and hard, I'm going to go ahead and give them probably 2 dips in the polyurethane to get that glass-like sheen to them, and then they'll be done, which then I think these beads are going to be harder than my other ones because they're already stone hard. I'm loving the PC Petrifier. Totally awesome. Totally happy. Thank you guys for sharing that with me. It has made a really big difference in my beads, and also learning that in dipping the beads, I'm able to go a lot faster than I was when I was doing it on the toothpick and the pool noodle. That was it was a good lesson though. I learned a lot during that process. I made quite a few beads and I made quite a few mistakes, but not all mistakes are bad, right? Because that's where we learn. So I'll show you a couple of my beads that I have made, and these, when I started off, I didn't have any bead rollers until I actually ordered these from Julie. So I did them all by, of course, toothpick. I didn't like using a paintbrush. That was just not, I don't know, I didn't like it. I didn't have any chopsticks or anything like that. So, this is my bead collection here. I do have some of Julie's beads, though. I love your beads, Julie. She does so awesome. Look at these cute little, like, tie-dyed beads. And I have some of her other beads. These are the beads that came with my bead roller, actually. I got some sample beads. When I opened up that package of my bead rollers, I was so excited because I got sample beads and I thought, oh my goodness, how awesome. And I watch her videos all the time, and she uses PC wood petrifier. So it kind of made me think, wow, if her beads turn out like this and that's what she's using, very, very excited that I was going to be able to eventually order me some. So my beads would turn out rock hard like hers does. I mean, they're stone. Um, and some that I have made, and actually, as I said, I started out on a toothpick. So my first beads that I made, and I hand painted these, a couple of these, and actually on these, I used a crochet hook. I was okay with a crochet hook. That wasn't that bad. It was a little kind of weird because I don't like the fact that it starts big, goes small, and has that little flat piece. But those were my first beads I made, and that was using Mod Podge. And then later on, I think I went ahead and gave them a spritz with the acrylic sealer just to get them to stop sticking from the Mod Podge. I wasn't happy about that. These beads, trying to see, I think these were done, the hole smaller on the toothpick. I call these my party beads. I used fingernail polish for the glitter, and then I did use the extreme hard fingernail polish, and then I did spritz them with acrylic. They are very hard, um, but these are kind of cool. They sparkle and shine, and I did hand paint those. And then I've got some. These actually turned out really cool. These are when I first started using my polyurethane, and I hand painted these. And what I did was, these are two beads, so 2 inches at the bottom of the paper. I just took some paint and I was drawing with the end of my paintbrush, dragging paint. Well, what happened was it left some kind of white spaces, and then when it got dipped in the polyurethane, I don't know if you can, how good my camera is. I can't see myself, so I don't know. It left these like little clear spots, and when it was dipped in the polyurethane, it actually ended up kind of being like 3D beads. So these would make really cute earrings or a necklace, or I mean, these are cool. And then of course on the inside, they're colored. There's no white showing. They're black on the inside. So these are really cool. And I also have, and these took forever to make on a toothpick and not being able to dip. These are my Camo Girl beads. I hand painted these also, but they ended up looking like, you know, girl camo. I think they're really cool. And then I also did the same thing, but in a blue and black for the guys. So that was really cool. And the insides are black, so there's no white paper showing. And I did something kind of fun. I was trying out drawing some designs. So I drew some kind of, I don't know, leopard, I guess you could say. These are my safari beads. I thought they were pretty cool. I was trying to figure out what other kind of bead to put them with. I did Jenny Belly taught me on one of her videos to dip the end in paint to kind of give it a finished, more of a finished professional bead. So I tried that, and that's what the yellow ends are. But then I also took a toothpick, and on the inside, I made sure that the inside was also painted yellow so you didn't see any white paper. And these were actually dipped in polyurethane. I didn't have my PC wood petrifier yet. Of course, these are some more. I need to get a different bead box of my Southwestern beads, which barrel beads, which I actually love, or I guess they call them. I call them barrel beads, European beads, or is that what they are? But they're really pretty, and they made that really pretty necklace. Lots of turquoises and kind of match the desert kind of look. Then I got really excited, and I decided to paint with acrylic paints onto some of these beads, and to kind of make just a fun, bright colors, kind of African or Jamaican or something. So I used a lot of bright colors and painted these beads. And got some of my other beads mixed in there. I don't know, that's what it is. Anyway, so these were kind of like a mix colors and stuff like that. A lot of fun. I bet that would make some really cute jewelry. And they're all painted on the inside and on the end, so there's no paper end showing. I think that'd be fun with a bunch of colors, like I said. And I've got some Space Odyssey, is what I call them, beads. Hand painted those. And they're black on the inside. Yeah, so and then my daughter, I was helping her make a little bracelet. So she did these beads right there. She's actually getting pretty good for doing it for 7 years old. Yeah, so I mean, I've been having a lot of fun with these beads, and it is a lot of work. Definitely a lot of work, and that's why when I see some of people's prices, I'm like, you're selling that for $2. I don't know how Judy Bolduc goes so fast and makes so many beads. I'd like to know, Julie, how do you have so many beads hanging on your door and all over and on all those boxes? I don't even know how long. I really want to know how long that took you, because this is taking me forever. Definitely. I am also really excited because on Monday I am getting some pre-cut bead strips, just kind of like, I think it was like 26 colors, reds and blacks and blue and yellow, and I can't remember what other colors came in that little, it's like a DIY thing. So I'm really excited. There's like 2,080 pieces. So I'm going to be rolling my little brain out, and I'm going to be really excited because I think some of them are like 4mm, 5mm, 7, 8, and 10. So I'm going to have a lot of little beads for my spacer beads. I did watch a couple videos today beyond bracelets, and I was trying to learn how to do the stripe beads. So I'm practicing with that, and I decided I wanted to try making a rainbow bead, which actually kind of came out cool. Colors of the rainbow. Coolness. I kind of like these. These are like little bumblebee beads. That's kind of cool. And of course, I'm still doing some more of my Southwestern beads. I haven't glazed or done anything. These are just rolled. And I pop them in my little bowl that I usually have sitting right here. Yeah, I've got some other beads going on. I was actually trying to learn how to do pillow beads. So that was my first try on a pillow bead, and then I did a tiny little pillow bead. I don't know if you can see that. So I definitely probably need some more practice on my pillow beads. Um, that was my first try. So I thought I'd do one big one so I can try to see what the heck was going on. Anyways, so that is that. And I want to be, I want to get some PVC piping so I can make myself a better bead dryer. Right now, I just took a cardboard box and hang my beads. My daughter's got markers everywhere. I find so many surprises from her everywhere in my stuff. I just hang my beads from a paper box that I cut little strips on the top, and actually it does work. But I need to get some clips. I need to get some print beads and stuff like that. But this all costs. It all costs money, as you all know that. So eventually, I'll be able to go and get some PVC piping and make me a bead stand with some skewers that I can hang my clips on, like Julie does. And I think Beyond Bracelets does that too. And it just looks a lot easier than what I'm doing. But again, it's money. So I think one problems that I was having is learning how to cut these right. I do it by hand. I don't have a paper cutter. I use my scissors, and I do have a razor that I took out of my husband's toolbox. So I have been able to cut more paper with the razor than just using the scissors, because that takes like an awful long time. I would really love to have a paper cutter, but eventually I will get that. That's one thing on my list, and one of those cutting mats, and one of those, what is those rolling cutters. But you know, all in good time. Um, I do use, sometimes my kid takes off with my things. Like everybody else, I use this Elmer School Glue, but this bottle is really annoying. Unless I keep it full, it takes forever for the glue to get down, and everybody says they have a problem with that. So what I did is, my daughter had that glitter glue, and so I took one of these little glitter glue empty bottles. I rinsed it out, which took forever, but then I filled it up with glue, and now it's really easy just to beep beep, and my glue comes right out, so I don't have a problem having to wait for the glue. Plus, it's light, it's easy to push. I think this is a really awesome little doohickey. Yeah, you have to fill it up, but so what? It's actually easier to use and lighter. I did go get this little bottle because I thought it was like so cute. But tacky glue is a little hard for me to use when I'm rolling my beads because it's so sticky that if I put it somewhere I made a mistake, the paper and stuff was getting stuck to my finger, and I was ripping the bead when I was taking my finger off. So I do like the Elmer's glue, so I thought that that was going to be awesome. And actually, I just did that today. It's been working out really well for me. I could go buy one of those tiny little bottles like everybody else is using, but I think I'm going to stick with this because this is cool. It's quick. It's easy to squeeze because it's like really thin plastic. Of course, I got my glue stick. And then in my little bead rolling thing that I bought, I did get a needle tool, which was so cool, Julie. That was a really good idea. Thanks for putting that in there. But I also have some, beads that I may have messed up on or something. And so what I did is I just glued them to toothpicks, and I used this to take the glue, go inside of my bead, and I put a little bit of glue in here, and then I make sure I rub it in, to make sure that the inside of that paper, when you pull it off of your bead roller, you've got this little paper that's in here, and so I glue that down. And that way that doesn't um, look bad when anybody buys my beads. Everything's glued down and good to go. And I don't think you can get away from that because when you put your paper into the split pin, it bends up a little bit, and then you've got to roll it, and then when you pull your bead off, that little piece of paper is sticking up. But I mean, no big deal if you can just plop that right down. I was on Etsy, and I saw the cutest bead roller. It had these, and I think Jenny Belly has one. It's a bumblebee or a little bee roller, and it's green, and it has these little bees, and they're flying around the wooden stick, and I think it's a round pin or whatever they call it instead of the split pin. And I'm going to get that. My favorite size is the 1/8 and the 5 millimeter. I use those two more than I use anything else. I did try using the 2 millimeter today, um, but I'm just, unless I have to use something that small, and it's probably going to be for my little tiny spacer beads, I'm sure I'll get to it learning how to use this one. It's just very tiny, and this split pin up here kind of splits, so I have to make sure that I put my paper on, and then like put my paper in, and I have to put a bead up here to keep it closed until I start to roll, and then I can pull my bead off and finish rolling, because I don't really like beads at my fingers unless they're at the end. I'm okay with my beads being here because I use it kind of as a guide bead, but if the bead has to be over here, I don't know, I just don't like it. But I love the bead rollers. They're pretty, they're fun to use. My daughter uses them. Her favorite is the number 4, which is the 4 millimeter. This is the one she uses all the time. She goes, Mom, I need the green one. So I tried to get her to use the 5 millimeter, but it's really thick, as you can see. So it's hard for me to use to get the paper in there, actually. It's hard, but look how far that extends out. So crazy. Um, so right now what I'm working on is I'm learning how to do these rainbow beads. I think they're cute. I kind of want to make, like, as you can see, my bracelet that I made, just kind of put some charms on it. But they're kind of like Jamaican looking beads. I love these colors. But what are my charms say? Life is good, love, peace, live, guardian angel. Um, but I love kind of like Rasta colors and stuff like that. So I'm gonna do a whole bunch of those, and then some more of like the zebra print ones, and what I call the little bumblebee beads. And then work on some more of my southwestern beads. And I didn't show you guys the first beads that I did, and I'm never going to show anybody because they were terrible. But hey, we all got to start somewhere and learn. I wish you guys would put out some more bead videos, and it's funny because when I'm sitting here beading, I like to put on you all beading along with me. So every time I sit here and which is a lot, I'll sit here and I'll put on Jenny Belly, I'll put on Beyond bracelets, I'll put on Judy A. Bolduc, I'll put on Darlene, anybody who's rolling beads as I'm rolling beads, and I'll sit here and I'll just roll beads with you all day long. It's fun. Kind of like you got your buddy next to you rolling beads. So I hope you all put out some more paper bead tutorials. I love watching them. It's fun. I love learning. I love sharing. Um, Anyways, let's see, what else do I got? So, I think that's about it for today. I just wanted to kind of come on and show you what I got going on. And like I said, I'm going to be working today on my rainbow beads. And I'm not perfect at it, but, and you know what the funny thing is I forgot how the color of the rainbow goes. So I lined up my Sharpie permanent markers, and I've got my red, my orange, my yellow, green, blue, indigo, or whatever, and purple. So, and what I'm working on right now is the length of my colors, like I just did at the top. And I'll show you something that I've actually added to this because I don't like to leave. Of course, we don't like to have white edges. I hate that. And I don't have like an ink pad to be able to like stamp or whatever. Um, and I find it very hard that once your bead is rolled to be able to take a permanent marker to the end of it and color it. I saw somebody doing that, but that doesn't work out for me. So what I do is I'm going to go ahead and do one of these, and then I'll show you how this bead roller works. Let's see, I've got my red, I've got my orange, I'm going to do my yellow real quick, and I'm going to show you a step that I've added to it so you don't have a white inside. And I think I actually did it. I turned, so here's my stripes. I turn it over, and I took my red marker and I colored a little bit so when it rolls up, the inside will be red or whatever color you choose so you don't have a white core. I don't want to see white, especially with a 1/8. You can see the inside of the bead. Anything bigger than that, you can see the inside of the bead. Actually, anything really even smaller than that, I see the inside of the bead, and I really don't like to. So I make sure that the inside's colored. So yellow, then we've got green. And I'm just learning how to do the striping stuff, so bear with me here. And I've got, say, green and blue. And hopefully maybe y'all can come on here with me sometimes and we can sit together and we can talk. We can bead together. We can make beads together. I also do loom knitting. I'm also going to be doing some polymer clay, and I'm going to be starting UV resin. So when I put my beads together, I'm going to be making pendants, all sorts of stuff that I'm actually going to have on here. Just a full red. I should have made those lines above. I was busy talking a little longer. I'll just stretch that one out. We'll see how that turns out. And then I'm going to take the purple all the way to the tip. I don't mind having a long purple red. Okay, so like I said, what's nice about these bead rollers is I'm able to gently pull out. I can pull it all the way out here if I wanted to. I can pull myself some more room when I have a bigger bead. So that's really awesome. Gives you whatever room you want, and then I can shrink it back if I don't need that much room. Pull this out a little bit. I don't know if you can see. I roll my beads the way is comfortable for me. Some people roll them all sorts of different ways, whatever's comfortable for them, but this is what works for me. I like to turn my paper to where am I rolling this the right direction? No, of course not. Put my paper in there, right. Get that first roll in, and then I turn my paper to me because I like to sit here and watch where I'm lining my paper up. And I'm not the best bead roller out there, obviously. And I'm a lot slower, but I'm really picky on how my beads roll. And if I don't like it, I'm going to start again. That's why I don't glue, because even though that almost just slipped out of my hand, like that, see, I was not happy with the way that that rolled on there, so back it up a little bit. I can accept that. Get my little, the glue comes out very easy. I don't even really have to squeeze the glue. Put the glue on there, roll up the bead, get the excess all over, paper towel to wipe my hand, and there you go. These are a little bit harder to get off. You got to make sure you hold the bead because you don't want to yank this. There's a little pin in there, and if you yank it, you're going to break it. So I hold the bead, and I hold this, and then I pull my bead off and push it back down. Yeah, so the bead rollers are awesome. Really kind of liking this rainbow bead. I think it'd make some um, cool necklace, bracelet, or something fun. So I'm going to make a couple of those, and I'm really excited for my spacer beads to come in. So anyways, I'm going to get working on coloring the rest. I do recycle. Sorry, my daughter does a lot of drawing, as you can see on the back of this. So I'm into like recycling as much paper as I can, saving things that magazines, stuff like that. I'm not too into the way that the magazine rolled beads look. I don't know why. I'm really not into it. I'm more into the use your Sharpies, acrylic paints, stuff like that. I can't wait to try some cardstock. I haven't done that yet. I did use, which is so funny. My daughter was going to throw away one of her little books, and I'll show you what that looked like real quick because it made the prettiest beads. This was, I can find it, one of those sticker books that you use and you put stickers on and draw the eye or put the eyes on, lips, jewelry, da 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 da. She was going to throw it away. Well, I cut this up into strips, and the beads I already showed you, the beads that it made. That's what made my Southwestern. So this paper ended up, which I showed you already, making this. Can you believe that? I mean, I didn't know at all that that's what it turn out to be, but I kind of mixed and matched the colors and stuff like that, and I thought, wow, this is going to be weird, but they ended up being the most beautiful beads that I have made yet. Um, Definitely my best so far. Really, really love this necklace. I was born in Arizona, and that's where my aunt is, so I think it's going to look very beautiful in Arizona. She said that she's going to get a turquoise sweater and put that necklace on, so I'm really excited for her to go model that around. I do sell that in my Etsy shop, and I'm going to be having it on eBay, so hopefully here by my next video, I can go ahead and give you some links and tell you where to find my stuff. I'm trying to sell enough to raise some money to get me a paper cutter and some PVC piping. So hopefully my crafts will pay off my passion for paper beads because I love it. I love you, and I'll see you soon. Well, it won't stop. That's funny. Have a good day.